It was just
and E-Rock beats everyone once again because he cried at a Shana Na concert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until now, because now we're finding out that Danny cried at a Metallica show 2 years ago.
Why?
That was
2 years ago.
How old was he 2 years ago?
Why?
He was 25.
What happened? What scared him?
They said you had too much, son.
Yeah.
Did you really,
Last call.
You really cried at a Metallica show?
It wasn't like bawling or anything, but I got a little misty.
Why?
Because they played, for their encore, they just played like a 3-song set that they never ever play live. They never have played.
I'm absolutely
live.
crying over
Yeah,
it.
it was kind of like that a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't crazy. It's not like I was breathing all heavy and snotting, but...
What 3 songs?
Bubbles, blowing snot bubbles
Yeah, it
out
wasn't
your
like
nose.
Were they obscure B-sides?
No, like Metal Militia, Dyer's Eve. They just don't. They usually don't play that stuff live.
You cried at Metal Militia, you psychopath. I can't, Danny. I could see almost if it was Unforgiven, or if it was Nothing Else Matters, which is kind of an emotional song from Hetfield.
I can have some tears.
Yes, you can. All of you can. Yeah, but at the end of the night, I went 2 days in a row to
Hold
that.
on, I'm getting choked up here.
I was. Seeing this live?
How drunk were you?
Live. No, I don't drink at concerts.
Why?
I don't feel like dealing
That's the
with,
place you
with,
should be
with
drinking.
lines
That's
in the bathroom.
The
And
only time he doesn't.
missing my favorite songs because I have to urinate. It's just not a good time.
That is so weird. Crying. I don't even know what to say to that. Crying at a Metallica show.
It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like a big... a big production where I had to like wipe my face off with my shirt or anything. It was just, I got a little watery. I think a couple of tears might have rolled down the old.
All right, I'll share a little bit. When I was working in Rochester, I went to Darien Lake to see Leonard Skinner, the reformed Leonard Skinner, and they've been back doing their thing for many years. But they lost a lead singer along the way in a fine, fiery plane crash. And then they decided to get back together. I don't know how many years. Maybe we can look it up. And, they use the younger Van Zandt brother. And they sound just like freaking Leonard Skinner. Unbelievable. They're in rare form, like they never went away because he sounds a lot like his brother, right? And then it came time for Freebird. And the guy comes out, and you just knew there was something about to happen. And basically, he takes a hat that his brother used to wear, puts it on the mic stand, and then next thing you know, there's one spotlight on the mic stand, and the band plays that just without vocals.
Was the rim burnt off?
You should have tipped the mic stand on its side.
Yeah. And there wasn't a dry eye in the house as they played the instrumental version of Stairway to Heaven, Freebird, and the whole crowd at Darien Lake was singing along to this.
Was it 11 minutes without anybody singing?
Oh, yeah.
The song just ended 5 minutes ago.
It was an amazing... It was one of those amazing concert moments, though. They nailed it, and I think to this day that's how they handle Freebird in concert, if I'm not mistaken, unless in recent years they've decided, all right, enough of this...
Yeah, the hat, it's not even his. We bought it somewhere.
Right. Enough of this crap trying to get tears from our audience. Let's just play the damn song. They want to hear it.
Sweetie?
Teary at a concert.
Oh, no. Gwen Stefani?
No, but mine's completely justified because I was not alone. I think every single person in there was a little teary.
Can we guess what year? What year? Can you tell us the year?
It was exactly. 2001.
All right, wait a minute. 2001.
Mm-hmm.
What's the first letter of the band?
You.
The Uptown Boys.
Yeah, that was a tough one, man. Yeah.
Thank you for
You too was doing a tribute to everybody that died in 9/11.
They showed
the 9/11 attack, so they had all the names scrolling behind them on these giant screens. And I think, what song were they doing?
I believe it was one.
One. Oh, man, that was tough. Standing there trying to man up, and you're just like, oh, Jesus, I'm not going to be able to take this. Holy shit. And then you turn your eyes to the side, and you just see, like, grown men. Like, oh, this isn't going to happen.
You know what, though?
Jeez.
F you two for doing that to us.
I know. I felt like that. Like,
I say
screw
F
these
you too,
guys.
and I love you too, but it's like, look, we don't need for you to pull more emotion out of us. We're all feeling what happened.
We were pretty beat up at the time. It was here in New York City. It's not like they were doing a concert in L.A. or something.
It was a nice tribute. Don't get me wrong, but stop.
I don't even count that.
It didn't need to get everyone crying like that.
The sheer number of names that were going up behind them. They had 3 giant columns that went from the stage to the rafters.
Well, it started out slow. It was like some kind of thing that kind of came up from the floor.
Yeah.
And then it started slow, and by the time it hit the rafters, and the names just kept going and going and going.
And you're like, oh my God, these names are going to go the whole goddamn song. And they just kept going and going and going. And you're like, oh, this just sucks. You bastard, you got me.
I don't count that, though. That's like a real...
Oh, it was awful.
Excuse me. It is crying at a concert, but that's not like what this blubbering disaster is doing.
Metallica, because they played a few B-sides. What the F is wrong with you?
They never play that stuff.
Yeah, but did they, like, dedicate it to...
No, it just gave me that feeling that, like, that's what bands start to do when they're not going to be around for much longer. That was the feeling that I had gotten, and I'm like, wow, this whole thing is going to be over soon.
Well, aside from completely displaced emotions, Danny, you've probably been to like relatives' funerals and didn't cry. Probably
Never. I don't think I've ever cried at a funeral.
I will say I've certainly wept like that type of thing at Sabbath concerts and just loving. Of course I have. I mean, I think every guy has done that if you like the band enough. I don't think that's
Why
bad.
would you wept at a Sabbath show?
Who wouldn't?
For what reason?
Because they were back together. They're back together. Of course, I was so happy. It was joy. It was just beauty and joy.
All right.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, the U2 thing is that's legit.
Oh yeah,
you know,
you're not crying.
You have to be something wrong, and not to cry at that.
You ever go to now this sounds really fruity. Believe me, you're at a Broadway show. That's pretty fruity.
And you cry because another one of the actors is dead.
Yeah. It's not crying. It's like you get that lump in your throat and kind of you feel it like backing up behind your eyeballs during like the final note of one of those giant vocal numbers where there's harmonies going on and the whole cast is like singing and it's just ringing. Like just ringing harmonies from a lot of people. And it has that dynamic where it might start slow and really build. And then, boom, it stops like that. That gives me goosebumps and, like, brings out this, like, emotion.
What did it? What song?
I think it was something from Disney's Beauty and the Beast. No, kidding, of course.
Wow.
I'm
what was it
teasing,
from?
of course. I'm trying to remember what show it was. Oh, I think like Les Mis. Les Mis.
I don't know.
It's just so huge.
Somewhere?
Like this big, and it's the whole sound of alive, and you realize it's coming out of human beings. You know, their friggin' mouths are making this, great harmony.
That you cried at a Screwdriver concert?
Yes, Screwdriver and Panzerfaust. Any band handled by Panzerfaust, I usually shed a little tear.
Let's go to South Carolina.
Music is known, by the way.
Yeah.
Music yanks out emotion. That's why death row inmates, when they're walking to their death, they don't play music because it puts you in a weird place. So they won't let them listen.
Not going to rember it that long anyway.
Well,
They strap on the gurney.
They should play Coldplay's greatest hits for those guys as they walk in
Somebody that they
to their
hate.
death. Right.
Queen, another one bites the dust.
Somebody that they absolutely hate, so they'll be grateful for the needle.
Please pump the poison in already.
Holy crap! Now I'm hearing that you two used the same gag. Randy, New Orleans, what's up?
No way.
Come on, Randy.
After the Hurricane Katrina, the Saints played the first season mostly away games and over at LSU, and then the first home game back in the Superdome was a Monday night game against Atlanta. And U2 was an opening performance for it, and they came out and the place was silent. They showed nothing but videos of the storm and what happened after the storm. And then U2 came out and did the Saints Are Coming song up to a big crescendo, and everybody in the place was boo-hooing.
Oh, I think you said they did names. I figured all the dogs that Michael Vick drowned.
Look,
playing in Atlanta.
I don't go to concerts for the death montage. I don't go to concerts to see a montage of how the entire world sucks and we need to help the world. I just want to hear a couple greatest hits. Get a T-shirt and get the F out of there. Enough of the dumb montages of starving African kids and Hurricane Katrina victims all tied into one neat package.
I'll say I don't like U2's music that much. I know I'm in the minority, but I do like Bono. The guy's a real humanitarian.
Oh yeah, you can't knock him for what he's doing, but I'm just not a fan of those montages. I'm like, all right, I get it. The world sucks, and we're greedy Americans, and we need to help everybody. I get it.
Hey, Danny, you a big Metallica fan?
Yeah, big time.
Are you jealous that when they did SNL, Jim Brewer brought me, so I got to watch them warm up and play Memory Remains?
You mean S&M? I don't recall the SNL album. Oh, SNL, Saturday Night Live. Oh, I'm a douche.
Damn it.
Oh my God! Wow, somebody was a little chomping.
Yeah,
at
I got faced.
Hold on.
Oh, yes, I am.
Wow.
Oh, don't abbreviate for him. Do you remember when they did that program on NBC
Yes,
called
I do.
Saturday Night Live, 11:30? It airs live, you know, sometimes with a 5-second delay, so technically not live. And they did Fuel, the song, not the actual liquid. And The Memory Remains. And I get to stand probably the length of the studio and watch them rehearse and do the songs over and over. And I guess about 25 feet away, I get to stand there and watch the boys play.
That is definitely something I would be extremely jealous of.
Yeah. All right,
They'd have to take after take because they'd just hear in the background.
I went to an autograph signing once at some place in Times Square, and I had to wake up 2 days in a row to get there at like 5 a.m. to wait online just to meet them. And in my head, as I'm online, it was hours long line, I'm like, all right, what am I going to say to James? What am I going to say to Kirk? I'm like working it all out in my head. And finally, when I go down the autograph line, I just froze up. I had nothing to say. And the line had even backed up, and like Lars was trying to initiate a conversation. He's like, hey, so what's up, man? And I'm just like, nothing.
Oh no, you blew it. You're shot.
It's the only time I ever met them.
They inducted Sabbath into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so of course I was there. And when Metallica came out to the press conference after they played for Sabbath, I got to question them. It was. I mean, I wasn't supposed to because I wasn't technically a reporter. Thanks to Black Earl, I got it. And the real reporters are behind me, and I'm like, hey, what made you pick the?
There are no real reporters, Jimmy.
You're right. I was legitimate as any.
You were just as qualified as they were. All right, and finally, Matt in South Carolina. Matt, what's up?
Hey, fellas, this isn't quite as manly as crying at a concert, but the old Charlie Brown special, Snoopy Come Home, all my eyes out.
Oh man, that's pretty bad.
I'm loving this
All
bit.
right.
We got to continue after the break.
That's pretty bad.
You can hear it's a man's man on the phone. All right, well, the Snoopy special, Snoopy Come Home, it got me.
Charlie Brown was very upset. Snoopy'd run off, and he really wanted him home.
You had it.
Pal.
But Matt, how old were you? How old?
5 or 8.
Oh, when Charlie Brown was yelling, Snoopy, Snoopy. Oh, I felt so bad.
You got to think by the end of the episode, though, Snoopy has to come home or the peanuts are done.
No, he's dead. They found him on the side of the road with maggots crawling in and out of his eyes, and the bottom part of him that was laying on the street was completely flat.
That's right. They found him in Michael Vick's place, buried. His little Snoopy snout taped shut so they could drown him.
All right, Matt, thank you.
Hey, happy birthday, little Jimmy.
Thank you.
Oh, wow, yeah, we almost forgot. Very good.
So close to
Godspeed.
Christmas.
Hey, with that, for your birthday, why don't you give away tickets to your New Year's Eve show? Jimmy?
I gave them away
You guys ready?
earlier.
Oh, that was the only pair you
I'm gonna do
got?
them tomorrow.
You
I'll do one.
cheapskate?
No. I'm going to do a whole thing tomorrow. Borgata's almost sold out last show.
Skin
by the way.
flint.
No, no. Your lips to God's ears. I screwed that one up. Thank you.
Get a few more tickets for the fans.
All right, we'll do this. If you call in right now,
Oh, boy. Something's going on.
we'll give away. It's a special thing I'm doing.
Uh-oh.
We'll get a pair of tickets. You'll also get a VIP pass, which means you come back. I possibly say hello to you.
Ooh.
And you get VIP parking. The first 2 callers get that.
Ooh.
Third caller, you get nothing but a slap to your face. The first 2 callers, and the what's the code word?
Cheesecake.
No. Here's the code word.
Delicious.
The first 2 callers who